Hi there, guys. It's Dan here with your market update. Just wanted to look here at the gold market to start off with. We have new red sort of PTS here, which kicked in a couple of days ago, and it's progressing quite nicely. So if we just look at the targets here, we're looking down to 1724 as our next target, and then potentially onwards, really. And if we sort of crack open sort of weekly, you can see here, it's been in sort of red PTS mode for a while now. That looks to sort of continue. We could easily get down to 17,000. We're in this sort of channel. You can see here, you can see my drawings. It's quite nice, really. So yeah, liking gold for more short side, and really, and I think I've looked at this before in a previous update. It's all about this kind of monthly, where we hit this sort of double top. We're just dropping here, losing momentum on our storyteller, losing momentum. And so we're just seeing that sort of continue, a little bit stuck in between moving averages. So it's sort of dragged its heels a little bit. But the last few days, we've had some really nice sort of price action, and there's no reason why it can't kind of continue and create a sort of N-shaped target here. So working really nicely. Could even get to the bottom of this channel again, sort of down at this 1650 zone. So liking gold for more short side. I've been playing that, sort of some of last week and this week, just as we sort of hit this top of this channel in terms of day trades, and it's turned red really, and we're breaking below all the moving averages, so looking really nice. And then just on the sort of commodity front, just looking at crude oil, it's quite similar here in terms of we've been in this sort of red PTS mode on the weekly. And it's a bit old here. Yeah, we're red here and we're down, and we're sort of only early in the storyteller. You can see here, just we're only kind of 4 histograms on the weekly and down. Just got some freedom to go. We've bounced here a little bit at the previous high, so this really is a kind of support zone. It's trying to get through this kind of about $86. It keeps on bouncing from there, so we'll watch that. Is that where it's going to finish, and maybe we turn to the upside. But at the moment, it's just red down, PTS short, yeah, just more short side really. So looking good. It was in a really nice sort of channel here, and sort of has come out, and now we've found a bit of support here. So it's in an interesting place. If we turn green on the PTS, then a bit like we did here, and we get a good few days, and we break above, back above sort of $97, then we could be back to long side trades. But at the moment, we're following the PTS short in the gold market, so that's quite nice. And then just a quick look at silver, pretty similar really to gold. We are red PTS mode again on the daily. Just look at the PTS targets here, and we're looking down to 1878 and beyond. Really, it'd be nice if we can get kind of momentum trigger to coincide with this PTS. And so look, it's like more short side in the commodity markets, which have played really nice so far, and there's no reason we can't get down to this N-shaped target, just like gold, really. A slightly different picture on the monthly here. Not really. We did hit sort of a bit of a double top here, but to gold, but we're early in this move. Could we break out the moving averages and really push low in silver? Potentially. But let's see. We'll take it day by day. And then just to the stock markets, we have hit a really fascinating area on the Dow Jones in Wall Street. You can see here we've got this setup on the monthly starting one of our lovely setups here. Trend predictor short, so we're just watching our sort of daily to turn red and kind of break this nice trending structure here. But what's really interesting, a little bit of technical analysis, really, if we look at this on the monthly and this kind of swing down that we've had, what we're watching for is this a lower high? And so we kind of get our sort of fib tool. And we're really into this golden ratio, this 61.8 Fibonacci. And if we, if this is resistance here, and now we turn over, it could get a real big, deeper push down, at least to the lows again, to 30,000. It was where we came off the highs here. We're always going to get to this kind of pre-pandemic high, but if we struggle to turn green and struggle to sort of get above this zone, then we could turn over here and quite a strong move down. And we look on the weekly here, it's it's green and it's up, but we've not broken above the storyteller here for a new sort of momentum push. We're just stalling here, so it really is in a fascinating place. We're watching for the daily to see if it can turn red. I think from a day trade perspective, it looks like if we go to our sort of 1 hour, 4 hour chart, it looks like we could get down to kind of the 8-period moving average on the daily, which is around about here, about 33,600 zone. Just this real sort of classic move where price pops above all the moving averages and just has to come back down to find some support. So we're watching that, to see this turn red. If it turns red, we'll be back, shorting this with sort of full position size potentially. It really is, maybe a bit like we've had here and we had here. Just hit that resistance and we rotate and turn red, and we're back to the short side. And actually, it's making a lower high here from these previous highs, and so the downtrend continues. But we'll be watching that. And then just to the DAX, which it's going to be quite similar to the Dow. DAX came off a real key area here as well on the daily. We just grab a bit of a trend line. It's always love drawing trend lines. We draw a trend line here. Absolutely hit that trend line and just capitulated about 300 pips back into this resistance zone. And now we are on the daily turning into this support zone, turning red here. So we're watching for this to close red today. And if that does, then we could see price back down to these levels and a real sort of decent sell-off. A couple of the US dollar pairs then. Sort of interesting place for the pound dollar. Pound dollar, we were very flat on our sort of storyteller intraday yesterday. The 1 hour was incredibly, was it the 1 hour? Maybe the 4 hour. 4 hour was very, very flat. We're turning red here, turned red here, and we're just looking like it's just more selling in against the pound, with the dollar being so strong still. And so I think we could, that's it. Sorry, on the daily, we had a very flat storyteller here. Now we're committing to a momentum trigger short with a PTS, and that's a really strong combination. So if this closes today, we can see price back down to this 11,762 very quickly, very easily. Let's just get the PTS here. We've got some nice targets on the PTS. This sort of here 11,557. Just really looks like more downside. It's tough to want to do anything other than to go with this to the short side. There is one sort of interesting pattern on it. If we look at it on the monthly, where we have this, you can see this I've highlighted as kind of left shoulder, a bit of a head, bit of a right shoulder. So you know, we are right at that sort of support zone. I mean, it doesn't mean that we can't come down for some more days, still sort of a fine support there and maybe a little rally. But it just looks, we look at the monthly, it's red. If we look at the weekly, it's red and down. If we look at the daily, you know, we've turned red again and we're down. So it's tough to want to sort of do anything other than to go short in this market. And the euro dollar is pretty much the same and very, very similar. Again, we're getting this momentum trigger and PTS red sell. So that's a strong sell signal. Again, as we look at our monthly, yeah, it bounced a little bit from what they call parity. You know, that sort of $1 is worth €1. Bounced a little bit, but not much, and it just looks like there's just more downside to come in the euro dollar. Pretty, you know, sorry state of affairs with the euro and the dollar. And then just one last one, just a bit of sort of fun, I suppose, which is the Cannabis Index. So this has been in a real sort of sell-off. It's really short here, really at its lows. But if we look at this on the kind of the daily and the weekly, we're starting now to get a green buy, and there's a little bit of a rounded bottom, really losing momentum here on our storyteller. Now we're getting a sort of green PTS and green bias. It's just really, you know, could be quite interesting here. Do we get a bit of a sort of rally? I mean, it seems like it's right at its lows. And from here, you know, it's pretty small risk. You know, just your stop at the lows here. And the reward could be up here. I mean, it could almost double in price, maybe. So just a bit of fun, really. There, it's not something I sort of trade regularly, but in an interesting place as we look, just getting a little bit of a buy signal in the Cannabis Index. So that's about it for the weekly update. Hope that's of use, guys, and have a good rest of your day.